ANZACs, the Australians and New Zealanders. It was actually mainly Australians that landed that day, but the Australians and New Zealanders landed on a beach in Gallipoli, which is where? Turkey. Very good. They ended up running up a really steep hill, and the Turks were there waiting, and the Aussies and the Kiwis, and later the Brits and the French got slaughtered.
Walk, separate yourselves, have a look around, see what you can find.
We're here at the Berlin 1939 to 45 War Cemetery. I've brought the students here today for the ANZAC Day service. We do have a few New Zealand and Australian students, but more importantly, the students have been studying memory and legacy, and it's interesting to see how memory is celebrated in a country that was defeated during the war. The war graves consist mainly of airmen that were shot down over Berlin, and from all sorts of different Commonwealth countries, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, England. And it's interesting for the students just to walk around and have a feel, have a listen.
To remember in gratitude and respect those who laid down their lives in time of war.
Today, on 25 April, we pause to remember the men of Australia and the New Zealand Army Corps, the ANZACs, who stepped into our history 97 years ago today when they went ashore at Gallipoli in what was to be an ill-fated campaign.
ANZAC Day, this memorial here focused a lot on the civilians that were also affected. So usually the soldiers are the only ones who are remembered, whereas in reality the civilians are also affected. And this ANZAC Day memorial kind of brought out the pain and suffering that everyone affected by war goes through.
Have a think about where we are and what wasn't mentioned during this whole service.
It was very political and solemn. It was extremely different to what happens in Australia. Extremely different. Considering that the Second World War wasn't mentioned once. It was only Gallipoli in Turkey. So no one brought up any conflict between Germany and Australia at all. It's just the one small battle of the big war.
What we're studying in English at the moment with the Holocaust, it was just quite somber thinking about these things and what people have gone through and hoping that it doesn't happen again.
They were both, two of them were of different faith, and I thought actually that's something that was interesting.
How the two went together.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked it.
It's kind of hard because it's always going to be something that's going to bring back all memories of home and going to ANZAC parades back home, but it's always great that we can remember them no matter where we are.
I like seeing the all of the wreaths go together. How like Turkey and like Canada and Australia and New Zealand, how they were all coming together.
Yeah, it was much better because that's what ANZAC Day was originally set up to celebrate.
This war cemetery is in an industrial part of Berlin, and you wouldn't know it was here unless you got directions. But it's a beautiful place to come and remember and to come and think about things.
A powerful ceremony.
We need to find better ways to solve our problems than to fight and kill people, because it's just not right.